This is one of the most critical takedowns of Tinubu since his disastrous policies started pushing Nigerians to the edge. This time it is coming from Gani Adams, made popular during his days at the head of OPC in Lagos. Expressing his disappointment in the letter he wrote Tinubu, he said that he has disappointed all those who hoped that as a Democrat he would turn things around away from where Buhari left Nigeria. He even compared Tinubu to Hitler, saying that this was how he started and eventually turned dictatorial, leading to a destruction of Germany during the Second World War. Continuing in the letter he wrote Tinubu, he said, quote, "Today, fuel is more than 1,000 naira. As the Minister of Petroleum, I ask you, what type of reform is this? In May 2023, naira to a dollar was less than 740 naira. Today, it is more than 1,600 naira. Now, your two right-hand men when you were governor of Lagos State between 1999 and 2007, Wole Edu, Finance Minister, and Yemi Cardoso, CBN Governor, are in charge of the economy. What exactly are the fiscal, economic, and financial briefings they give you daily to convince you that they know what they are doing in those two offices? When Buhari left on May 29, 2023, many Nigerians heaved a sigh of relief that insecurity would soon become history. Pitiably today, from the north to the south, east to the west, the rate at which Nigerians are being abducted and some killed, even after ransom was paid, it was as if these bloodthirsty maniacs have just been unleashed on Nigerians from the hottest part of hell. When you came with the Emilokan coinage in the build-up to the 2023 elections, many Nigerians were persuaded that as a Democrat exposed to modern way of governance, you will perform better than Muhammadu Buhari, a soldier who deepened the poverty levels of Nigerians and increased insecurity from 2015 to 2023. Today, events have proved that they were wrong. To say the truth, without minding whose ox is God, you have really disappointed many Nigerians who thought you were the messiah they were waiting for. Obviously, your administration is becoming indifferent, insensitive, and unresponsive to the plights of millions of Nigerians who can no longer meet their daily needs. This is a brutal assault on the sensibility of Nigerians. I think you and your party should be sensitive to the plights of Nigerians. Don't you think the wicked and draconian increase in fuel price, especially at this time that Nigerians have been pushed to the wall, is a huge recipe for crisis? Nigerians can no longer bear this economic hardship. I am writing this letter to you because of the pressure I am going through from millions of Nigerians who erroneously believe that I don't want to tell you the truth because the two of us are eminent Yoruba citizens. The truth is that the perverted, opaque, unintelligible, wicked and corrupt handling of the petroleum sector and continuous increase of fuel price under your administration, with the NNPC threatening us the price will still go up without due regard to the laws of the land and well-being of Nigerians, is akin to telling Nigerians to go to hell. After making his Hitler comparison, he ended up saying, "I hope I am wrong, but I see a linkage between what happened during the ascendancy of Hitler into power and what is happening in Nigeria today," unquote. Well, this is one huge takedown. People can no longer take the hardship. They have to speak up so as to be counted in future, so that history will be kind with them, that they were there, they said something, they criticized. Let it be known that they played their role, but the people that are supposed to heed their advice never did anything. There's one thing Adams said that isn't entirely correct. Tinubu didn't disappoint anyone.
I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy. I am the first speaker among the three of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back. But that's part of what I do.
For the upteenth time, many shouted, warned, pastors, politicians, they lent their voice during the presidential election campaigns, but people didn't listen. Many Nigerians warned about this man that he would be disastrous, but people, maybe because of ethnic sentiments, or maybe that the propaganda got the better part of them. Yes, it might be likely. Because imagine them claiming that he built Lagos. When they started pushing this narrative early in the campaign, many people thought that it might be his handlers on overdrive. But when he went to Germany and said this, that he built Lagos from scratch, it became obvious that he was the one that pushed the narrative in the first place.
And from there, I've governed Lagos for 8 consecutive years. And today, I can brag, beat my chest, that Lagos is on the horizon. It is the 5th largest economy in Africa, from zero.
Are we going to talk about how he cornered everything in Lagos to himself and his family? Whereas a co-contestant in the presidential election who has 2 children, one who was teaching at the time in a public school in Lagos, she only stopped teaching because of the presidential election, because of her security. How in the world is it possible? Even ordinary men who have never held any political position, it's very rare to see their children teaching in public schools. But behold, this man is a dollar millionaire, a 2-time governor of Anambra State, and his child is lecturing in a state public school. This is unbelievable in the Nigeria that we know. It is entirely impossible that this can be true, but it's true. Many Nigerians somehow didn't see the humility. They didn't feel that, hey, if this man is doing this with his own children, with his family, then it means he will be a good manager of our resources. At least he is corrupt-free. So far as Nigerians know till today, he told many people to go and verify. If there is anywhere he is found wanting, he will stop campaigning. Up till today, no one has come up with a single corrupt thing he did in office where he stole 1 kobo.
When the president of Ghana said they are generating and distributing 5,000 megawatts, I was wondering, Ghana with 1/7 of our population probably generates and distributes more than us. I was doing the calculation and we're discussing with Governor Duke. We must declare emergency in power. And the way to go is very simple. Embedded power and insist on gas supply. We have gas. We have it all over the place. I do not think, yes, we need the dollars. But I think making Nigeria more productive and pulling our people out of poverty, especially in the north, will give us far more value and dollars than focusing on exports.
So Tinubu didn't disappoint anyone. The choice was clear during the campaigns, but for some reason, many people were blind to it. They refused to see it or acknowledge it. On the other hand, many actually saw the difference. That was why they voted for him en masse, hoping that INEC and the judiciary would do the right thing and uphold their will. But they ended up doing their magic. Now the question is, after all the regrets, will people do the right thing going forward in 2027? Will they turn around and say, let's give him 4 more years, it was a mistake? Will 1,000, 2,000 or 5,000 or a bag of rice make them change their minds and say, it was just something that happened, something took over him, let him do it now, let's allow him to finish 4 years? This is why we always take 1 step forward and take 4 steps backwards. That's why we never grow. We're always turning around in circles. We need to change our mentality. We need to call a spade a spade. We need to stop being selfish and lying to ourselves. We need to stop seeing white and blatantly calling it black. We need to start telling ourselves the truth. We need to understand that we are one country. All sorts of divisions can never change the fact, or we can come together and agree to disagree. A stitch in time saves 9. We can start today and be sure that in 20 or 30 years' time, our future will be secured. It is sickening and hypocritical that people who protested when petrol was selling for 65 naira per litre can't even bring themselves to criticize the government now that petrol is selling for more than 1,000 naira per litre. They've all suddenly lost their voice. Why can't they come out and criticize or protest that Nigeria as an oil-producing country cannot be buying petrol at more than 1,000 naira per litre? The ball is in our court. The day we all collectively decide that Nigeria will work, that day Nigeria must work. Thanks for watching.